Live from my house in Bellevue, Washington, this is the Podworms Spacecast. The Podworms are 7 lifelong friends who don't waste time with brooms or power washers. We go straight to the rake. Welcome to the Spacecast. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Podworms Spacecast. We are so excited to present to you another week of content here while you're commuting to work, mowing the lawn, doing the dishes. You got the Podworms in your ear, and the Podworms you're going to hear tonight. We have one fan of the pod. He's on the pod, Kevin McCoy.
You know, when I listen, I just get the whole family and sit around the fireplace and put an episode on.
You make an event out of it.
For sure.
We have, he looks a thing like Jesus. It's Phil Williams. Well, actually, he looks a thing like Jesus. He also looks a thing like Martin Starr, the guy who plays Guilfoyle on Silicon Valley. Which one do you prefer?
Silicon Valley season X is coming out whenever.
Wait, which one do you prefer, being likened to Jesus or Martin Starr?
You know, it is tough. But I do have a slight preference to the Son of fucking God. Pretty good comparison rather than nerdy Guilfoyle.
I know that you have some pressure right now because you're on mic, but if you want to let me know after the show, I'm happy to start saying he looks a thing like Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley.
Can at least be Jin Yang.
You don't look a thing like Jin Yang, though.
Yeah.
That's besides the point.
Yeah.
We have got a absolutely slammed show for you today. It's lifted. It's lit. It's hyphy. It's this show slaps.
What? Hold on.
Is that what the kids are saying these days?
Well,
it slaps?
you were going somewhere, but then you lost it with it slaps.
Hey man, you see that new Transformers movie? Yeah, dude, slapping. It slaps, dude.
It slaps.
You guys just don't hang around the kids like I do.
Regardless. Yeah, we don't hang around the kids.
Yeah, because we don't hang out around children.
All right, fair enough. That being said, I've been reading a book that is a favorite.
Good congratulations, Andrew.
I also read a book once.
Look, I read a book. We're going to talk about it. We have a new fun fucking game. We're all going to have so much fun. But before any of that, I have to complain about a place that I love. But the things you love, you also have to sometimes be a little tough on. It's called tough love.
Before we get started,
Yes.
can I just guess? Is it a QFC deli?
Phil, I'm concerned you read this piece of paper, but yeah, it's QFC.
Oh my God. I'm out of here.
You can't leave. That'll leave me and Kevin. You can't do that to us.
I feel like I've heard every QFC story available at this point.
I just want to recap my favorite Andrew quote of like, we all know that QFC sandwiches are some of the best in the world.
Obviously.
I mean, I don't take that back. I'm not ashamed of saying that. I mean, that might be the quote that defines me and is put on my headstone. So here's I sat here and thought, and I was like, you know, QFC is a great place. I love it. It's so convenient. It's got some of the best sandwiches in the world, but it's also got some problems. I think that some nice criticism is healthy. And so this segment is called the Quality Feedback Center.
Okay.
QFC.
Were you expecting a reaction there?
Yes, I was. It didn't come.
He's gonna write a comment card for QFC and on the pod. Live on the pod. Feedback card for QFC.
You've been waiting for it for weeks, and now it's finally here.
Yeah, speaking of feedback, actually, this is a slight tangent.
Yeah.
But the other day I was eating some Ritz crackers, and I got halfway through the sleeve, and I noticed on the second half of the sleeve there was this brown gunk on all these Ritz crackers, and I threw them out. I was like, gross. I'm not eating gunky crackers.
But were they on the first half you didn't notice?
Perhaps.
That's the mystery.
Perhaps. I did notice them on the second half of the sleeve. Threw them out, and obviously when you're eating a whole entire sleeve of Ritz crackers, you're probably drunk. So I was. And I looked at the back of the box for the questions and comments. I submitted a comment to Ritz Crackers.
You really?
I did.
Oh my God.
I told him about my ordeal,
Your slimy experience.
all the gunk, and
I love being the person on the receiving end of that. They're like, holy shit, this is the first one we've ever got for someone under 80.
exactly. You know, sometimes when you drink too much and you wake up and you go, I'm so ashamed. Well, this happened with
Exact opposite.
You were ashamed that you left feedback for Ritz.
for Ritz Crackers. And so I didn't think too much about it because I thought, they probably get so many complaints. They'll just sweep this right under the rug. No. I got a response about 2 days ago.
Oh,
It was not the response I was looking for. During my initial email, I thought, oh, baby, this is my ticket to free Ritz Crackers for life.
Yeah.
They're going to send me a golden ticket, and I'm just going to be able to eat these forever. You know what they said? They said, oh, yeah, that happens sometimes when the salt and oil congeals in the sleeve. It's totally safe to eat. I hope your next experience is better. And I thought, you know what? That's vile and disgusting, but I will probably eat those Ritz Crackers that have gunk on them
Not
next
even
time.
like a coupon for like 25% off.
Literally nothing. They just told me like, yeah, tough shit. Gunky crackers, that's Ritz.
Yeah, sometimes a cracker's a shit.
what are you gonna
Sometimes
do?
all the flavor falls off and forms this nasty paste.
You don't like salt congealing in your crackers?
You could just melt it down, reapply it to the crackers evenly. It's the same exact experience.
Get off your goddamn high horse.
Needless to say, that number they put on the box is worthless.
Yeah. Well, in similar fashion, maybe I'll look online and see if QFC has a comment box.
I'm sure they do.
But I had a few thoughts for them. Number one, if you go to the deli, you can get some of their boxed meals, like some chicken tenders, you can get some mac and cheese, and that's all good and fine. What happens is that when they put all the contents inside of it, they seal it up and because it kind of folds like one of those foldable cardboard containers, and they seal it with a sticker on top that has the price on it. But the issue with that is that this QFC is mainly self-check. And if you're going through an actual checkout stand, the scanner is like a little button you have like with like a little gun that the checker actually like it's over the top, which is fine.
Right.
But self-check, the scanner is like,
Right. You're going to have to flip it over.
you have to flip it over. And so every fucking time, if I get some chicken tenders, some mac and cheese, I'm sitting there, I'm trying to like angle it at the smallest angle possible, not have to dump the whole thing over to scan it, but it never works. You have to flip the whole fucking thing over as fast as possible, trying not to stir up the contents. But inevitably, I get back to my desk and there's mac and cheese mingling with the chicken tenders. There's friggin' JoJo's all over the place. QFC, put the sticker on the bottom, please.
You know, I feel like you could just tell the person who's boxing your stuff.
Or also, there's a number on the barcode that you can just key in.
That's also true.
They do that at the checkout.
Or
Rarely do they use the gun. They just are like, oh yeah, here's the number. Shloop-de-loop, boop, 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 boop. Here you go.
Or you could also just go to the normal non-self-checkout aisle.
And talk to somebody.
Or
I don't
pack
think so.
your own lunch. And don't eat fried chicken every day for lunch. It's up to you. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life.
This isn't the Andrew feedback corner. All right. This is the quality feedback corner.
Here's
I'm gonna say
one.
this-
Bring a mirror and like try and scan it. Like put the mirror over the top and angle it so that you're getting the little red thing from the little barcode scanner onto the top of the box using the standard checkout thing. Also, just so you know, like it has a checkout on the bottom and on the back side.
It does.
So you could only turn it 90 degrees if you wanted to and then go back up.
Yeah. I don't know which one's worse.
All the way over versus 90 degrees. You don't know which one's worse?
No.
I'll give you a hint.
Which one? 90 degrees?
What do you think?
What's
98
that
degrees.
band? Yeah. Oh. yeah.
We're on the same plane.
Lukewarm.
I have a second piece of feedback here, and my third piece of feedback is also kind of in the same neighborhood, but they have a soup bar, right?
Yes.
So there's a few different soups. They rotate them.
There's 3, right?
It's never worth it.
Yeah, I think there's 3. Yeah.
The only thing I've gotten from that soup bar, disappointment.
disappointment. That's
it.
definitely served up in spades. But here's the issue. The soup, I didn't take issue with it really itself. I thought I got some clam chowder in it. You know, it's QFC clam chowder. What do you want from it? But the spoons they have specifically dedicated to the soup bar are the most shallow spoons I've ever experienced. They're almost just completely flat. It's like taking a popsicle stick and trying to eat soup with it. It was so shallow. What gives?
What gives QFC? That's not quality.
No. And it's by the soup bar. Like, this isn't just for some other purpose. These are specifically for soup. Why not have a slightly deeper spoon to enrich your experience?
Well, perhaps they're only offering slurpable soups.
You know, I've heard that QFC gives out introspective spoons that is just as shallow as the user is. So if you're someone who's introspective and deep, it's actually a very useful spoon. However, if you're a shallow person, you get a shallow spoon.
So it's like a mood ring?
Yeah, it's like a mood ring for spoons.
Okay. Well, I mean, that kind of explains it, I guess. Well, it doesn't explain my third issue.
Okay.
Which is that also in the soup bar, they have some like saltine crackers in the middle.
Yes.
Like little
free game.
It's ambiguous because what else in the supermarket is free?
Are they like the 2 cracker packs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my impression, just by guessing, is that because there wasn't a price on them, that you get one with your
Free
soup.
game.
But is it like 1? Is it 2? Can you grab a whole handful?
It depends.
Try it.
And see if someone stops me?
What are they going to do?
I mean, that's true. I could.
Well, you go there and you get 1 thimble full of clam chowder and 97 packets of saltines.
I mean,
and then you can live like a prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get looks if you do something like that. But I mean, grab 5. Why not?
I might.
Just going to say anything.
Well, see, because it makes me feel like a thief when I'm just grabbing it and not paying for it. Kind of like when they give me
You are paying for it, though.
Am I?
Yeah, you're buying soup.
That's true. Okay.
You know, what this kind of sparked something that happened to me about a year ago. Not sure if it's 100% connected.
We've got a lot of saltine Ritz issues.
No. This is about free food.
Oh, okay.
One time I was at a Subway, which I do not recommend. Subway is garbage. Don't go there if you don't have to. But I was in a pinch and I had to go there.
My name's Jared.
Anyways,
Oh, no.
So I went to Subway and they asked me, "Hey, do you want the regular boring white bread, or do you want the crazy herbs and cheese bread?" And I said, it's the same price. I'll take some extra cheese. Yeah. Well, this lady heard me. She pulls out the white bread, starts slicing it, and I go, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! I don't see 1 single herb on that bread. That's garbage. Give me the herbs and cheese." She obliges, does the whole sandwich, and then me being an asshole, I'm like, "Can I have that white bread?" And she said, "It's already cut. You can have it." And I thought, good trick forever now. Whenever you go to Subway, ask for a bread. When they give you the same bread, you feign like you asked for a different bread. Then you get a free loaf of bread.
I have so many questions about this.
Yeah, well, they have, I don't know what Subway you went to, but there's plenty of Subways with pre-cut things. Like, so anytime you ask for a 6-inch, they pull out a foot long because that's how much they bake it.
Right.
They cut the whole foot long down and make a seam in it, and then they cut it in half.
Exactly. So this was the point where I corrected her. She had pulled out the white bread and sliced it already. And in my mind, I thought, once you're sliced, you're diced. That's
That's what they say after all.
throw it in the garbage. Nobody wants a pre-sliced loaf. So I just asked, like, "Can I have the other piece of bread?" And she obliged, and free loaf of bread.
That's weird because what I'm saying is, like, if I were to order a 6-inch of just Italian bread, right, the plain white, they pull out a 12-inch, cut the whole thing, cut it in half, make my sandwich. They put the other 6 inches back and give it to the next person. They pull that out of the bread thing as a 6-inch white thing by itself for the next person who orders a 6-inch sub.
Okay.
You got like a unicorn Subway worker.
I think that maybe not a unicorn. I think that she's probably a Subway worker who gives like literally zero fucks and was
You mean
just like,
everybody who works at Subway?
exactly. They're just like, "Yeah, whatever. Here's some bread."
But I mean, because otherwise the assumption is that every single time they make a 6-inch, they're throwing away half the bread.
Well,
Well, I mean, you got to spend money to make money.
at the end of the day, I will tell you this. I did get the other half of the bread, took one bite of it, and then threw it away.
Well, why'd you want it in the first place? Like, what were you going to do with
I
it?
don't know what compelled me
What
to
came
ask
over
for
you?
it.
Because you didn't want it in the first place.
I just
part
did.
duck.
I just asked. I
Can't resist.
I figured, what's the worst that can happen? She says no and gives me my sandwich already paid for.
He's a quack.
I mean, I would say that the bread is probably the worst part of Subway.
It is.
It's the thing that you smell like as soon as you walk into the store and for the next 3 days after.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are 100% correct because I got the extra bread. I ate a whole foot-long sandwich. Took one bite of the extra bread and then thought, no.
Not for
I mean,
me.
this is nothing without the goods on the inside. So I just threw it away. But it was the principle of getting that free bread that I want to pass along to our listeners, that if you are that crazy person that wants to eat a whole 12 inches of gross Subway bread, just ask for it. Most people don't give a fuck.
I mean, whether it's crackers or Subway bread, you just got to do it.
Yeah. Or like say an extra tortilla at Chipotle.
Just do it.
If you're annoying enough, minimum wage workers will not oppose you.
Right.
So.
Unless they want to get into like a battle of wills with you, where it's like minimum wage guy with a little bit too much power versus person who's trying to dominate them. It's like, no, I'm behind the cash register and I got the bread here, buddy. You're not getting this for free. Not on my watch. They want to take like a righteous stand at that point in time.
I have a good little tangent, a little story about minimum wage workers.
Okay.
So this
is like a double deep tangent now.
I'm doubling down on my tangents because last weekend I was supposed to go shotgun shooting with one of my friends. And my dad asked me, "Hey, can you help me get rid of our couches? We're getting new ones."
Were you shooting shotguns?
Clays.
Just like throwing shotguns up in the air and shooting them?
Yep. And no, we actually threw the shotguns up and then took the clays in our hands and threw the clays at the shotguns. Just to destroy them, right?
Man, that's so like progressive.
Yeah. Very open-minded of you, Phil.
So we were trying to take these couches to the dump, and we had a big pickup truck, our big Suburban. We're on the way to the dump, and the way the word dump works is they weigh your car, you dump it, and they weigh you on the way out. And my dad, being a frugal asshole who makes a ton of money, does not need to save this kind of cash, asks the lady, "Hey, can we combine both these cars in the same load?" And of course, the dump lady's like, "No, like this is how our thing works. It's by the car. So if you want to get them for one load, combine them. You can pull off to the side and put them together, but you need to tie it down." My dad says, "All right, to save the $12 or whatever it is, we're going to do it." So we go to the side, we unload my car, we load it up into the F-150. It looks like, if you've ever seen The Grinch Stole Christmas, his sleigh. This thing is piled. This is not like a regular couch. This is like a full sectional couch that we have piled in the back of this F-150. And we pull back up to the front. And this woman who earns maybe $12 an hour, we pull up and she goes, "Well, you didn't tie it down like I told you to, but I'm going to let it slide. You guys can dump it anyways." And my smart ass dad goes, "Oh, really? Just to drive up one yard, you need us to tie it down?" And she goes, "Tie it down and come back."
What?
She says she rescinded her offer. She goes, "Tie it down and call back." So,
I think she is in full rights to do that.
Oh, of course. The look I gave my dad would have killed him. I was like, because I was on a deadline to go shoot in like an hour. This is supposed to be an in and out operation. So instead, we pull off. We have to drive like 10 miles to a Home Depot, buy rope that costs the same amount.
Are you kidding me?
We did this. It cost the same amount as having 2 trucks go through. We get the rope, tie it down, and drive through. And the lady who just... I wish our podcast listeners could see my face because she just gave us one of these ones where she just raised her eyes and goes, "All right. Fair enough. Let's us pass." This 30-minute dump trip took 2.5 hours just because my dad wanted to save
My
$10.
God.
Well, at some point it became about pride.
Really though.
Oh my
He
God.
was like, or it's like we were tying the couches down. I'm like, "All right, so we should just cut it here." He's like, "Cut it? I just spent $10 on this rope. I'm not cutting this rope.
That is unreal.
I can't wait to
I would
get
have just
old.
handed your dad a 20 and left.
Well, I would have. Honestly, I would have. But he was in front of me during the initial pass. So he pulls up to the scale. I hear them conversing and he drives off thinking, oh, perhaps they'll allow it. So I drove up next and they're like, yeah, so your friend here wants to combine your loads. So we're not going to weigh you. Just keep going. And I was like, oh my God, we're doing it.
See, there you go. You got into the battle of wills.
Sorry for the tangent, but
No, that's amazing. It's also frustrating as fuck. Like that would have ruined my week.
it did ruin my weekend. A funny story. We were so late. Me and my friend went up into Gold Bar to shoot shotguns. This is a brand new shotgun he's bought. We're super excited to shoot it. We go way up in the mountains in Gold Bar and we load maybe like 10 rounds each. We're throwing clays and shooting them. And then a Snohomish County sheriff comes out of the woods to find us. And he goes,
On foot?
on foot.
Oh my
He
God.
parked like a quarter mile away because he heard us shooting, tracked us down, and he goes, hey, boys, you know you can't shoot here. And we're like, obviously we can't shoot there. There is a sign that says no shooting. And he luckily was a good guy and he didn't arrest us because the penalty for that is seizure of all your weapons, which Chen has about $5,000 worth of guns in his truck at this time, and a $3,000 ticket for shooting. And he was like, I can like ruin your life right now, but I'm not going to. So you need to leave. AKA last Saturday was garbage. I wasted all this time at the dump, finally made it out, drove 2 hours to Gold Bar, shot 10 rounds, and then had to go home.
You know, you should. I should make Emily listen to this episode just to put the IKEA Thursday night massacre into perspective.
Yeah, this was on a Saturday, Andrew.
Is that better?
Not
than-
exactly. Goddamn Thursday.
I had nothing to do. What else was I going to do? Masturbate and cry.
I mean, you still did that after you got home from shooting. So what's the difference? Phil, I understand that you've had some interesting interactions on Craigslist recently.
Yeah. You know, I'm not big on Craigslist. I'm more of a lurker as it was. I like to see what's out there, see misconnections or whatever. But I had this laptop that I had bought about 18 months ago. I thought in my head, you know, life's changing. I'm not playing too many video games anymore. I just need a, good, strong laptop.
A workhorse.
A workhorse. So I bought it, used it for the day and a half afterwards, and then it gathered dust for about a year. And I figured I tried to sell it, and I didn't pull any punches, or I didn't
Punch any pullers.
I didn't punch any Poles. This was a nice I didn't punch any Polish people. They're nice guys to me. In fact,
good to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a Slovak even sold me. No, just kidding. It's a nice laptop. Anyways, it's about a year old. I bought it for about $1,500.
I mean, I want to plug the company, but what kind of laptop are we talking? Here?
MSI,
Oh, okay.
i7,
Oh, okay. All right.
a 1020M in it, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gig solid state drive. It's no slouch.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah.
Not bad. But, it's Christmas season, need a little bit extra Skrilla. Not using it. So I figure I'll sell it. $400.
Oh, dude, that price slaps.
That price, S to the L to the APS. It slaps like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
It is amazing. I have gotten 60 replies to this thing, but the very first person that replied to it, because I did post it a little late at night, so who knows? He first texted me and he goes, laptop still available? I'm like, oh, great. A little bite on the lure.
Mm-hmm.
So I start to engage with this guy and he goes, I'll give you $200 for it. And I'm like,
That's when you immediately stop replying to that person and read one of the other 16 emails you got.
well, to be fair, the other 60
fair.
emails, they came in like the next 8 hours. This was my only
At the time.
contact. So
Yeah.
I initiated and I said, no way. Can't do it. You know, the price is $400. Lowest I'll do is $350 if you come to me. And he comes back with, I'll do $225, but I need you to drive to Burien.
Wow.
If our listeners don't know where Burien is, it's about 2 hours away from me. I'm not driving to
Like
Burien.
one way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
not gonna happen.
Right.
$200, that's the gas money to drive to Burien.
Yeah.
I say, hey, I'm sorry. I can't do it. Whatever. It lasts about 90 seconds before he comes back and goes, you want to trade? And at this point, I'm just like, well,
Now you got to see what he's got, right?
exactly. Let's roll the dice.
Oh my God.
Let's roll the dice. Let's see what's going on.
Okay, I'm
I mean,
curious.
that's fair. Like, if that's on the line, you got to see what they're offering up.
Exactly.
Because it could be like, you want to have sex with my wife. You want to, like, it could be any number of things. You want me to adopt you? And it could be any number of different options.
I love. I mean, he wants to trade. It could be anything. He wants. We want you. Do you want to have sex with my wife? Or it could be anything. Can't think of a single other thing than having sex with your wife.
It could be literally anything.
We know what Andrew's on Craigslist for.
You guys aren't actually too far off.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no!
This guy, he goes, do you want to trade? And I go, yeah. Well, I say, what do you got? And he first goes, you like BMX? He doesn't offer anything. He just asks if I like BMX.
He's getting you tantalized. He's like, oh, this is the perfect setup for the 1-2 punch.
I'm like, sure, dude. I'm just like entertaining the guy because I'm kind of bored. I'm like, what do you got? And so he sends me this picture. I don't know if I have it. Well, it's no good to our listeners anyways. He sends me a picture that looks like it is from the classified ads from 1920. It's like a Schwinn bike. It's not a BMX bike. It's got like the big bow handlebars on it.
It's a cruiser.
It looks 30 years old. And I'm like, this gaming laptop that I bought for $1,500, I'm not trading for a Schwinn at this point. No way. It's not happening.
Within the first hour of it being posted, too.
Exactly.
You like?
So I text him back and I go, sorry, dude, not interested in BMX bikes. And he texts back this. What are you interested in?
Oh, open-ended.
Exactly.
Oh God!
So I had the golden opportunity to make a list of bizarre shit that I was interested in. I go, retro Jordans, Bowflex machine, drugs. That's it. That's all I send to him.
You didn't like add like 6 foot freezer or
No, I should have. I just literally the top 3 random thoughts that came to my mind. I just sent this guy.
you should have been like illegal ivory.
No, he texts back, what size shoe are you?
Oh no! Yes.
He has some Jordans from 2006. Hold on, let me figure out exactly for our listeners.
Yeah.
I have them written here. Where is this guy? Okay, let's pull some hold music on right
Now,
now.
is this truly Craigslist or using like OfferUp?
No, this is Craigslist right here.
Have you ever used OfferUp?
Not yet.
Okay.
So he says, I got some used Pure Money 4s, size 9.5.
What size are you?
I'm 10.5.
Okay.
So not even on the
Obviously, like, I'm not even interested in shoes. I just, whatever. And so I looked him up first before responding to him. And I go, because I guess they released the Pure Money 4s in 2006 and 2017. So I said, what year are these guys? He goes, oh, they're 06s. I said, oh my God, are you kidding me? I sent him back like a really intense message, like, are you kidding? Like 2000. I asked him for a picture and he did send me a picture. And then as soon as he did, I said, oh no, I only like Adidas afterwards.
Oh my God!
I'm an Adidas. I said, I only like Adidas, man. Sorry. And then he comes back and he says, what about an iPad 4? For our listeners, I sent him this picture. That's me holding my iPad 4.
Nice.
No dice.
He's running out of options.
He is running out of options. So it kind of dies down. This is about 7 p.m. I figure I've messed with this guy enough. It's whatever. And I get a text at maybe 1:30 in the morning. And this guy says, I found a Blowflex machine for you.
Bowflex.
Bowflex. He goes,
No.
He goes, I found a Bowflex. I already communicated with this guy.
Oh my God.
He's willing to trade. Like he's trying to do like a multi Craigslist deal
Oh my God.
for a Bowflex.
Like a kidney donor situation.
Exactly.
There's a lot of moving parts to this.
Yeah, he has found a Bowflex to buy, to trade to me for his this laptop. And I wish I had something better to say, but I had to go to work, and so I have ghosted him since.
Oh.
But it has been one of the best exchanges, as this guy, as I kid you not, responds within 5 seconds whenever I send him something. He is so eager for this laptop. So I can imagine I would ask for a candy striped rhinestone dildo, and he'd be like, found it. Let's do the deal.
I mean,
So, what do you guys think? Should I indulge? It's not too much money. I think it might be worth the lulz just to see what he can give me.
I think that this man has a unique set of skills that you could probably harness. I mean, he's a man. He's like the human version of a bloodhound. You can just set him on the scent and he's going to go find it on Craigslist. He's like a very special kind of, he's got a special set of skills. I think whether or not you keep fuck with him, you got to keep this guy around.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the entire time texting him, is he a desperate person or is he a professional Craigslist?
Right. I think it's the latter.
I think he might be. He's just trying to wheel and deal.
Yeah. I mean, if you can make it work, it's like if you go to a garage sale and you get like some piece of shit for like $1, you resell it for $2. If you just do this in perpetuity, you can eventually trade yourself up to like a house.
Bigger and better.
Right.
Yeah. Ah, man, I don't have the patience for that. Like when I write a post, I wait until I get a few responses and then I respond not to the first one, but to the most eloquent one, like that actually has like proper grammar and stuff. Cause I'm like, this person can spell. They might actually give me the money I asked for rather than trying to like downplay me. Like, and like, you know, you say $100, but they only show up with 40, but you've already driven somewhere. Right.
Right.
How many of the responses that you got said that they were overseas in Afghanistan, but they were buying it for their daughter? So they're going to, pay you $2,000 for it and pay for the shipping.
Well, keen-eared listeners of our last episode, I was actually texting somebody during that episode. If you hear a lull in Phil talking, that's probably me texting somebody, specifically some guy in Portland that can't make it up for a couple of weeks and he needs me to hold it. He's interested, you know the Craigslist rigmarole.
Yeah, you got to up the price. You're getting all the riffraff up in your inbox. You got to make this, bring yourself up to the next level of people. Get yourself out of this gutter tier of Craigslist.
I don't think that's true. Like you'll still get people who are trying to downplay you. Like
That's
I'll
true.
give you 50 for it. Like even no matter what the price is. That'll happen.
Right.
I mean, but I like to think about what the mindset of that person is. They're like, you know what? 99%, 99.9% of the time, this isn't going to work. But that 0.01%, I got to go. I got to go for it. You want to take 50 for it?
That's like Tinder almost. Like you're a dude on Tinder where you're just like, fuck it. Every single person.
Just throw enough darts.
You got a third arm, you got a penis, don't matter.
Something's going to
Swiping.
stick. Something's gonna
Swiping
stick.
for you.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Did I tell you the story of like the whiteboard I was trying to get rid of on Craigslist?
Yeah, you did because they didn't want to snap it in half in front of you or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craigslist is a fucking bizarre
This
place.
honestly is the second item I've ever sold on Craigslist.
Yeah.
I've bought a ton of stuff off Craigslist, but I never sell it. And it feels, never the bride, always the bridesmaid. I kind of feel a little special now.
You're holding the chips.
I know. I feel like, this is the most texts I've gotten the past couple months combined.
Part of you doesn't want to sell the fucking laptop so you can just keep talking to people.
You just every week you lower it and get more hits.
I start asking some potential buyers on dates. So you like laptops?
$50.
There's a real quaint place by my place.
I'd be happy to meet you at Daniel's Broiler. Wear something nice.
I'd like to meet you at the High Line and the something and something down in Ballard.
Again, if you listen to our last episode, that bar I was talking about, confirm the High Line.
High life?
Oh, he still doesn't know. He still doesn't know.
Andrew, you tricked me. You tricked me. You said High Life. It is the High Life.
I didn't trick shit.
Hold on. I've got this on my phone right now.
While you guys are looking for this,
It's High Life. Yeah.
It is High Life.
And I haven't been there. It's I know exactly where it is.
Yeah,
It's just like right across the street from like Kangaroo and Kiwi,
okay.
if you know where that one is.
No, is that some made up bullshit?
No, it's like the Australian bar.
Oh, okay.
If you want to watch a soccer game in Ballard,
And it's like,
That's
it
a
looks
great
like an
place.
old schoolhouse, that bar. It's like
Yeah.
set off the curb a little bit.
uh-huh.
And it's a fun place.
It is good.
Good for Foster's.
Yeah. If you really want to watch a soccer game, go to the Georgian Dragon in Fremont, though.
Oh,
That's where you got to do it.
what if I just want to watch it on my phone or on my laptop at home?
Well, you can
would
just-
be Andrew Leclerc.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You can just DVR it and watch it when it's convenient, because
TiVo it.
bedtime. Yeah, TiVo.
So
You put it next to Cake Boss or whatever.
So I recently realized that I was doing kind of an audit of all the monthly subscriptions that I am a member of that I had no idea. And one of those things that I completely forgot I was subscribing to was Audible. And if you don't know, Audible is a, what do you call it? Not spoken word. What do you call those?
Audiobook?
Audiobook. Thank you. Yeah, Audible is pretty close.
Yeah.
Audiobook. It's a place where you can get audiobooks. And the way that it works is that you pay a subscription fee, and that every month when you pay your fee, you get a token or a credit, whatever they call it. And you can use that credit to buy a book, an audiobook of your choosing. And I realized I had paid for Audible for about 1 full year and totally forgot about it. So I had 12 credits. So I went to go cancel my subscription, and it tells you that if you cancel it, you lose all your credits. So I had to figure out something to spend the credits on. So the first thing I did was I'm like, I got to maximize my money here, because it doesn't matter what the length of the book is. You have the credit. It's good for any single book. So you don't want to go and buy a 10-page book, because you can go and buy the fucking Encyclopedia Britannica for the same price.
Okay.
I know where you're coming from, Andrew. I actually did this about 2 weeks ago as well.
Did you?
I had 6 credits that were unclaimed, and what I did for my money was by Game of Thrones. Which
That's what I did.
Really?
That's what I was about to say. Yes.
I realized quickly after buying Game of Thrones that I will never listen to it, because I've already seen the TV show and I will be bored and just not listen to it.
But it's the most
different.
value.
The most value, exactly. That's exactly why I bought it.
Because those books are like fucking 70, 80 hours long.
If you don't have the credit to buy the audiobook, is like $60.
Yes.
It's crazy expensive.
Yep.
Dude, I feel like Audible is like, you know how our parents had like CD clubs, and you'd get like CD things in the mail and you had to pick which CD you wanted that month or something like that. Like all mail form. Like Audible is just like the millennial version of that.
Well, here's the thing. So I did buy Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones actually read by a guy who does really great voices, which is crazy to me, because Game of Thrones has 1 million characters and he does distinct voices for each. It's like, how do you remember what one generic male sounds like versus another generic male? But they all sound different. It's
Well,
crazy.
you're listening to this pod, so tell us.
Yeah, right. Let us know. But I had more credits after Game of Thrones, because there's only like 6 or 7 books, right? There's not that many. And so I still had a few credits to use. And so I was like, what series would I be interested to listen to on audiobook? And so I got Harry Potter, because I haven't read the Harry Potter books in a long time.
Jim Dale, the narrator of Harry Potter, is superb.
Yeah, he does a great job
He
too.
is amazing.
Yeah. And it's like, it's been fun to listen to it. It's been like a long time since I've read them myself. And it really makes me want to go back and watch the movies and everything. It's just like such a fun read. And the thing that stuck out to me is that you can criticize the book for various different plot holes. But the one that stuck out to me is in the very first book, there's kind of a big emphasis on the house points, where whether you do something good or do something bad, you either gain or lose house points. And at the end of the book, at the end of the school year, they award a winner of the house cup. And Slytherin, the bad house, wins every single year for the last few years. And then they are going to win again this year with like 350 points. And at the very end, Dumbledore awards Gryffindor with additional points, like 20 points for defeating the bad guy at the end. And then it's like, and 10 points to Neville because he stood up to his friends and all that kind of stuff. So for all this heroic shit they did at the end of the book, they got like 50 points, right? Like all this life threatening stuff. They got 50 points and won the cup. All right. That's great. The second book, they're in herbology class, and the professor is asking a question about like sprouts. Hermione raises her hand, answers a question. The fucking professor gives her 10 points. She asks a follow-up question. She gives her another fucking 10 points. In the last book, they risked their lives for like 50 points. They just got 20 points for answering a question about herbology. And the whole fucking cup was on like 300 points. How does this make sense?
New teacher.
If
She's just playing fast and loose with the fucking points.
Yeah.
honestly, the points, I always had the same beef, even as a child, being angry and feeling, I felt, wronged as a Slytherin. I identified as a Slytherin as a kid,
I see that, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Pretty slimy.
Pretty slimy. But what I think that
Keep squirming, Slimers.
Yeah.
you shouldn't weight the points like that. I think that Dumbledore wasn't being earnest awarding like points. He just loves Harry Potter. It was like, how many points do we need to have them beat Slytherin? Like what, 70 points? All right, fair enough. 20 for Neville, fucking 50 for Harry, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Arbitrary.
Yeah, it's totally arbitrary. But like, that's the thing about Harry Potter is that like arbitrary is the name of the game.
Right.
There are all these rules, but they're all just like, yeah, but if you're Harry Potter, it's okay.
Not so important.
We'll let it slide
Yeah.
or like.
Yep.
This gets into like how my biggest beef would be the way Quidditch works.
Oh God.
Because like it's all like there's like so many things about it that's like what, like literally it's like who gets the snitch is the game.
Why are the people like they have 2 players that are dedicated to hitting bludgers. Okay. The advantage of getting struck with or striking an opponent with a bludger is that they're slightly like off their game for like what, 5 seconds?
Well, they could get seriously hurt. But they don't have backup players though.
They don't have backup players, but hear me out, okay?
Yeah.
They have 2 players dedicated to slightly fucking up the other team. However, they have 1 player dedicated to winning the game by catching the snitch. Put everybody on snitch duty. Put 1 dude by the hoops.
Right. Or at least have one person, like here's what I think. Have the player who's going for the snitch hang out by the goal while he doesn't know where it is so he can help defend, right?
Make him the goalie.
And then when he sees it, everyone but the goalie rushes. Because one of them can get it, right?
Right. That
Like-
makes sense to me.
Also, if you want to make the points other than the snitch worth something, all you have to, like literally, there's only one thing you have to do and you fix Quidditch forever. Make it a timed game. Like, because then the points that you get, whether or not you catch the snitch, actually matter.
Yeah.
It's totally true.
I mean, I'm only on the second.
It's so true.
Like that's all you have to do, and the whole game is like fixed.
Is there an instance where the team that gets the snitch does not win? I can't think of one.
I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't gone through the series and done a study on it, but I don't think so. I
Right.
think it's always like
Don't quote me, but I think that there's something fucky in book 5 where they go to the Quidditch World Cup, and I think Bulgaria either doesn't score any points and catches the snitch,
get,
or
like-
scores all the points and doesn't catch the
there's
snitch
just
and wins.
the dark mark comes out, which is why the game ends early. I think they talk about a game that had been won by
no,
points.
I'm pretty sure the game ends and then that happens as everybody's leaving. Why am I like going into Harry Potter like fanfic right now?
I don't know.
If you guys haven't seen Harry Potter fanfic, Google it. It is hilarious. Please do. Hermione's never mind.
Well, there's a fanfic of Harry Potter.
Oh, of course. Many.
There's many.
Oh, sure.
There's PG, there's
How-
PG-13, and there's XXX Harry Potter fanfic.
Well-
It's all there.
Yeah,
It's all there.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to read the fan fiction that wasn't like sexual. It was just like, I'm obsessed with the universe and I want to make up a story about it kind of thing. Yeah, I remember reading that.
Interesting.
It exists. But the one thing, if I wrote my own fan fiction, I'd fix the fucking points. You don't give 10 points for answering a question and give 10 points for killing a snake or killing Voldemort. You don't do that.
I want to know why like Hogwarts is like so gung-ho for segregation. They're like, everybody come in, new students, yeah, get in here. But we're going to segregate the shit out of you.
Immediately.
You're going to live with these people. They're your only friends. This is like your personality traits.
You have
Everything.
built-in rivals.
I mean, that's like
Don't even fuck with anybody else from other houses.
It's like going to camp, though. You know, like you all live in one cabin. You still make friends.
yeah,
outside
but for
of
like
the
it's like 7 years. 7 years of segregation.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, like maybe you're on different teams. It's like, no, you live with these people. You go to school with these people. You eat with these people.
Uh-huh.
You have the same sports teams as these people.
Uh-huh.
Everything you do, you're like, your identity is so, like perhaps if you went to the Sorting Hat and maybe you like really had to like pee and you're anxious and they're like, oh, he's not a Gryffindor. Look how anxious he is. Get to Hufflepuff, you garbage.
That's Hufflepuff behavior right there.
Yeah, really. But what if he was like the most valiant Cedric Diggory?
Yeah.
Wait, was he Hufflepuff?
Yeah. No. He was Gryffindor, I think. I don't remember. I'm only on book 2. I don't know.
I don't remember. We're going through all of them. Like, so
I know we have like a bit poor understanding of the entire series.
Julia watches all of the movies every year. And I like by that also Mike does now too. And so now, since we live right next door, I've been going over there and we just finished movie 6. And so we have 7 and 8 to finish. So I've been watching all these, but like, it doesn't matter if you watch the movie because you still don't know all the details because they're just like abridged Harry Potter.
Well, my recommendation, get the audiobook on Audible after you forgot you paid for it for a year.
Yeah. I used to have the Harry Potter books on cassette tape.
Wow.
Yeah. Goblet of Fire, that's a fuck ton of cassettes. That's
a lot
like
of-
30 cassettes.
That's a lot of cassettes.
It was garbage when you listening to it and you're like, Evan, where's cassette 16? I don't know.
The tapes.
Check Scott's room. And you're like, Scotty, where? I don't know. And you're like, fuck, I gotta do cassette 17 now. I missed like 2.5 chapters.
Missed like 45 minutes of content.
I know, it's garbage.
Before we get to our conclusion to the episode here, Kevin, did you have something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've got a thing. Well, hold on. I'm going to do like a quick tangent.
Oh, sure.
Right before that.
That's fine. I mean, Phil got some, so it's only fair if you get some.
Speaking of canceling things.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Planet Fitness?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a member of Planet Fitness, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah, Totem Lake, where it's at.
Isn't it like
Let's
the
go.
worst gym in the world? Like
It's
they
not.
monitor your volume and stuff.
No,
They do monitor your volume.
it's not. It's blown out of
if
proportion.
you
Okay.
grunt, they will turn on an alarm
Are you serious?
and like alert the whole gym that you're being too douchey.
wow.
It's a little bit stressful. I've had friends get kicked out of there for just like grunting after dropping weights or something like that. Or if you like literally things like it's kind of arbitrary. Like if you bring in a gallon of water as opposed to just a water bottle, like they'll turn the alarm on and tell you to get out of there.
Wait. What's the alarm for? Is it just being a douchebag?
It's like you're ruining the vibe. Like it's supposed to be like a low key workout place where it's safe for everybody. But what it really means is it's not safe for people who are serious about working out.
okay. That's my impression. Yeah.
I did it for a while because it's so cheap. Like it was like I think I
I
paid
pay $8.99 a month.
Holy shit.
$8.99.
right.
For the cost of like one Qdoba burrito.
And I had it but I also had a 24-hour fitness thing. It was closer to my house, but I ended up going to 24-hour fitness because I had another friend who worked out there. Mm-hmm. And so we would work out together. But I kept Planet Fitness because I was like, to re-sign up again, it's literally like, I don't know, like $40 to $60.
Yeah, it's really expensive initially.
So I was like, if I cancel but then re-sign up again, that'd be like paying for another half a year. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I'll just keep paying for it. And like, even though I'm not going, I ended up like forgetting about it. And then I like finally went in and I was like, I need to cancel this because I like looked at a credit card statement. It was like $10 to Planet Fitness that month. I was like, I need to stop this. And so I go in person to cancel it. Like I tried to call them and cancel it, but they made me go in.
Oh,
Gyms
no, you
don't
can't.
like that.
Oh, Kevin. Oh, sweet Kevin.
Sweet summer child.
So
Summer child.
they made me go in. The guy tried to upsell me.
Oh, yeah.
When I was there, but he looked at it and he's like, okay, so the last time you were here was 1,063 days ago. And he's like, I'm not going to be able to like get you to like rethink this, are you? And I was like, no, I'm done paying for this.
Oh my God, Kevin. We are kindred children.
Spirits.
whatever.
Children. No, we're kindred
kindred
children.
children.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
don't tell us what we are, Andrew.
Okay, sorry.
Spirits, children, whatever. Don't judge me.
Yeah, okay. All right, sure.
I signed up for Planet Fitness under my previous employer, who reimbursed me for the health credit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. Well, when I left that employer, I was continually billed, and I completely forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, same boat. Almost 2 years. I did
Oh
not
my
realize
God.
that I was paying $8.99 a month because it's small enough that you don't
notice it on
realize how
any-
much you're paying for
Your
it.
credit card bill, it disappears into it.
Exactly. And so I had the same exact thing where I was like, oh my God, I've been paying for this since 2014. $8.99 a month. I signed up so long ago. So I tried to call them. They're like, I can't do it over the phone. And like, you lying son of a bitch. So I drive all the way downtown to cancel this garbage. And once I got in there, I was like, yeah, I need to cancel I'm not here anymore. And he's like, I told him, first off, I was like, I tried doing this over the phone. He's like, yeah, sorry. No, we can't do it, but I can do it right now. I'm like, well, thank God I'm not gonna have to pay this for anymore. So I say, can you please just cancel me? And he goes, boop, boop, shloop, canceled.
Right. That's
You're done.
how fast it is. It's
I was like,
so fast.
really? Can't do it over the phone, huh? Because you didn't take my ID or my credit card or anything or
Yes.
nothing. It was the 2.5, you had to do 3.5 keystrokes to cancel me.
I think it's just they need to see your photo ID to make sure it's you. And
No, it's because it's a scam. It's because it's hard for you to cancel, and so you're less likely to cancel. And when they get you in person, they upsell you and they want you to stay. It's like if you're on the phone, it's very easy for you just to cancel. Or like, why can't you just do it online? There's no reason except they want to make it harder for you to cancel.
Sure.
They said I could mail in a letter to ask to cancel. I think that must be
Yeah.
a legal obligation.
This is what porn and the gym have in common. They both don't want to make it easy for you to just cancel. Let me tell you, I know. First,
Paying
you
for
know,
porn is like heroin, man. You get trapped in there and you just can't get
Oh
out.
my gosh.
next thing you know, it's been 1,063 days. You didn't realize you still have a Bang Bros membership you've still been paying for. But let me tell you,
$50 a month.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
not $8.99.
You get sucked in with like the $199 for the first month and then like $75 for every extra month. Hey, but new videos every week. So
I mean, it's quality content.
worth it.
So I got one tiny little anecdote here,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is I've been doing battle with I went to bed like a couple months ago. Well,
I went to bed a couple of months ago.
I did. Yeah, I mean that's how I start off every story, and then I tell the real story, which is a few months ago I went to bed. Anyways, I haven't slept since then. Here's my story. No, I heard scratching in the walls, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't good." And I looked outside, and I was like, "There's no branches near the walls of my house," so I'm like, "This has to be a critter." And like, it's like rats living in the walls of this house.
Oh God.
So I order rat traps on Amazon. They come like a couple days later. I put one out in the backyard and I find out that like the best rat bait is peanut butter. So I set a trap. I put it underneath this step in the back porch, like somewhere where Gus can't get to, the dog can't get to, and there's like a cat. Like it's just small enough that it would be perfect for a rat, but no other animal is going to get hurt by this rat trap. I put it there, I leave, I come back the next day expecting to like see a dead rat, and the whole trap and everything is just gone.
They took the whole thing.
And this came in a pack of 6. So I put a second one down, and like the next day it's gone. What? And I'm like not sure if I'm killing them and they're like scurrying off dead in this trap or not. And so I'm like, what do I do? So I take a third rat trap and I tie a piece of string to it, and then like I couldn't tie it to the porch because it was like too thickly done. So I tied it to this bamboo rod that was like 4 feet long that was too wide to go underneath the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And like I come back the next day, the rat trap is moved and I can't see it, and I'm like, but the string is going under the deck, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna finally catch a rat. I pull the bamboo stick and up comes an empty rat trap and all the peanut butter's gone. So I'm just like, these rats are like too big for the trap.
They're resilient.
Yeah.
Well, they probably put like Barney the dumb rat. They're like, yeah, Barney, some good peanut butter over there, right? Maybe go check it out for us.
Or just a fucking yoked rat who just picks it up with his hand and just grabs it.
I just imagine he goes on the trap and he's like nibbling on it, and then it springs and he just lurches his hand up,
Just grabs it in midair.
grabs the bar, and just like presses it back over, and he's like, nah,
Not today.
not today, motherfucker.
That was the craziest thing is when I pulled it back, like I put like a big heaping helping, like a tablespoon and a half of like peanut butter on there and like gooped it everywhere. I pulled this bamboo back and look at it and it is licked dry.
Oh my
Like
God.
this rat not only got out of it, but just like was like, I'm taking everything.
Man, well, you're just getting him nice and fat now. So have you not caught him yet?
No.
So I think we've officially just started Rat Watch 2019.
Huh?
So anybody looking to move into Kevin's place, it's great. Their garbage can is full of flies. There's rats in the walls.
I have a new trap coming tomorrow. I'm gonna try it out. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna tell the landlord to get some like pest control over there.
Yeah, or just get some use some supersized traps for a real monster.
I was thinking about like I've been thinking about like how to catch a rat. Like I was thinking about like what if I just dug a hole in the backyard because it's mostly a forest and just put like one of those paint buckets in there, like
Oh yeah.
and just buried it all the way so that the dirt it's like level with the ground.
You gotta drown them.
And then put peanut butter in the bottom of it. So they would jump in to get the peanut butter, but wouldn't be able to get out.
No, rats will get out. You have to put water in there.
Really?
Yeah, no, that I'm not trying to be funny. That's actually like the thing.
Well, if you aren't trying to be funny, it's working though, because it is pretty damn hilarious.
I mean,
you gotta-
that's pretty funny.
He just said rats would get out of a bucket.
they will. Rats will get out of a
funny.
bucket.
No, dude,
that's
that's too funny.
Stop,
so
stop,
funny.
stop.
I was just saying. I'm trying to give you practical rat killing
No,
advice.
well, stop telling jokes then.
Come on now.
You got to fill the bucket with water.
Okay, water now.
Once they're in
Okay,
the water,
all right.
even if it's not enough water to drown them, you can't jump out of water. There's like the
In
drag.
video
on there.
games, you can.
Well, that's not in real life. And rats find that out the hard way. They keep trying.
They think it's a video.
Yump.
Yump.
No good.
Rats keep trying. Yump, yump, yump.
Well, listen.
That's the noise the cartoon rats make when they try to not die an agonizing death in the water bucket.
I want an update on Rat Watch 2019 in our next episode.
We'll get to it.
Let's close out the episode with a little bit of a new game. We'll just do a little bit of it because we've teased it. Now we have to get into it. It's a little game called Over Under. And I think this is a game that's been played on NPR. I think, is it Billboard that does it as well? I'm not sure. But the idea here is I'm going to give us a topic and you have to tell me if this is an item that's overrated or underrated.
Okay.
All right?
There you go.
Amazon Prime.
I'm gonna go with overrated.
Yeah.
I think my initial thought was under, but I have to agree with Kevin, over.
Yeah.
It's not that useful unless you are constantly ordering from Amazon.
Like, yeah, I think the benefit would just be the video of it, like to have their content. But I already have Netflix, so I don't actually have Amazon Prime.
I think it used to be a thing where it's like, it used to be a lot more valuable than it is today. I think because the big selling point was that you got the 2-day shipping.
Right.
But I think a lot of places do 2-day shipping now. It's not just Amazon Prime.
Well, and if you don't have it, it still is like 2-day shipping for free,
right.
like on most items.
Yeah, right.
So like I
And
don't have it, it doesn't affect me.
There's a lot of times where you paid good money for Amazon Prime, and then they're like, "Well, we can ship it to you in 2 days, but for like $5." And you're like,
Yeah. What's up with
"No,
that?
I paid for like the good stuff." For example, Amazon Prime allows you, at least in the Seattle area, for Amazon Prime Now, which is instant delivery.
Same day, right?
Same day, within a couple hours, right? And so if you have Amazon Prime Now, you should be able to order, and then within a 2-hour window, you can get it for free. Now that it's gotten so popular, however, they are surcharging all their delivery windows. So if you order nowadays, like perhaps a year ago, if you ordered frozen pizza and some deodorant, it'd be at your house in 3 hours for free, part of Amazon Prime. Great deal. Nowadays, if you want it in 3 hours, pay $15 shipping.
Yeah.
If you want it 3 days from now,
It's free.
It's free. It's like, all right, well, what's the point even at this point?
Yeah. I have to agree. Overrated.
Oh, way overrated.
You actually, you touched on one of my topics here, frozen pizza.
Is it over or underrated?
Yeah.
Well, my first gut is that frozen pizza's rated appropriately. But just to be the cheerleader for frozen pizza, I'm going to go underrated.
I'm also in the underrated category. I think that people talk like a Domino's or Papa Murphy's is significantly better than a frozen pizza, but I think there's a quality about frozen pizza that's just as good as a store-bought or restaurant.
I think you're 100% right. People come into frozen pizza with the expectation that it is going to be good pizza, but you have to realize your limitations are not on the ingredients or the dough. It's your preparation method.
Mm-hmm.
Your oven does not get to like 1700 degrees. It's not happening.
Right.
So no matter what pizza
I
you
don't
put in
know
your home oven,
any ovens that do that.
pizza ovens.
Isn't it like 900 degrees?
No,
1700 degegrees?
I'm making it up. I don't know
I
what it
feel
is.
like you could melt
I
steel.
don't know what it is.
That's like 9/11 controversy. Not only could you cook pizza,
I just wanted to be right, Kevin.
You
Okay.
could melt the two towers.
Hey, you know my new business?
Tombstone.
2 Towers Pizzas.
See, these jokes are okay because it's 20 years later. So it's funny now.
Almost, actually. Oh, this episode comes out in 2021.
This episode does not come out in 2021.
No, this episode comes out September 11th, 2021.
Wait a second.
September 11th, 2021, special edition.
Are we making a decision right now to put this one in the vault to be released?
No.
Can you imagine
3
us in
years.
3 years? We got a real special one for you guys. Real good. No, but to get back to frozen pizza, I don't think that it's necessarily shittier quality than Domino's. I just think that you can't get the same effect
Frankly,
in your home pizza.
it's more consistent. You know what you're going to get with a frozen pizza.
Have you had DiGiorno stuffed crust, cheese stuffed crust pizza?
Once.
I've been consistently disappointed with that. I've tried it several times, actually.
Really?
It's okay. It's just a little much.
I think for me, DiGiorno is the bread to stuff ratio is way off. You got you're eating a French bread, with maybe a couple sprinkles of cheese and a pepperoni on top. It's
It's a lot.
so
of dough.
so much bread.
I liked it though. I did like it, but it's like a very special occasion. When we're talking about double stuffed deep dish pizza from Caesars, Little Caesars the other day. I think I had a little seizure when I was trying to talk that sentence.
Little Caesar.
You had a little Caesar.
When we're talking about the extra deep dish stuffed crust pizza from Little Caesars, that's the same thing. You can have that once in a while, but you can't have that every time. It's
Here's
a little
the thing.
bit much.
This is DiGiorno's whole thing is it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno, right? But that's assuming that delivery pizza is so great.
Right.
What you got Domino's, right? Which is good, but it's is it that much better than a Red Baron?
No.
I love their ad campaign where it's like, can you even tell? Can you? Yeah, it's DiGiorno. You didn't even know. Imagine if somebody showed up with a pizza box with a DiGiorno pizza. You'd be like, what the fuck is this? Hell no, I'm not eating it.
This is bullshit.
Raul, I paid good money for this. The Domino's pizza, not goddamn Diggerno.
You turn your ass around and stop pranking me.
I think the best frozen pizza, if I have to buy one, is the California Pizza Kitchen thin crust pizza, because they give you a good ratio of sauce, cheese, toppings, minimal crust.
It's straight to the point.
Exactly. That's why I like it.
we should make a pizza company called C-Section.
C-section.
I'm listening.
Because then the slogan could be "It's not delivery."
Okay.
You'll need an epidural to enjoy this pizza.
Our last over under here, midnight movie releases.
Way overrated. Way overrated.
Yeah. What about the ones where people get dressed up in costume? Like new Star Wars or something?
Embarrassingly overrated. Sorry.
I'm going to say I feel those are rated appropriately as well. And I'm actually going to go underrated on that one. Just because like
Phil's in shock.
anytime I've gone and seen a midnight movie release, it's usually for a movie that I really care about, and it's damn fun to do it. Like, because it's like you get to see it with a crowd that is excited for that film, and it is like one of the best theater experiences.
You know what, Kevin? You have enlightened me a little bit, because I did see all the new Star Wars midnight release. They were so good. I remember all of their names.
Like The Force Awakens,
Force
The Last
Awakens,
Jedi,
and then more Force comes around.
The High Line. Or is it High
Yeah,
Life?
yeah.
Phil,
High Life.
if I asked you a fucking
High Life.
$1,000 right now.
I probably get it wrong 9 out of 10 times. But you're right. I didn't like those movies, but I did like seeing them with people that did like those movies. So I will concede that point.
I think they're mildly overrated. I think the experience is still fun though.
Well, we all know that anything after 9 p.m. for you,
That's true.
is pretty much in the thumbs down category.
It's going in the over. Yeah, it's going the not interested bin.
Okay, Andrew, I got one for you. How about kids playing on your lawn?
Kids playing my lawn. Yeah. Oh, that is overrated as fuck. You gotta get those kids off my lawn right now.
That's what I figured.
Once they, they can at least be useful and clean up the newspaper before they start playing on the lawn. It's still out there, plastered to the driveway.
I mean, when you were a kid, you would have cleaned that up, right? You know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, back when I was actually still awake past 9 p.m., but now it's in bed.
If you're a kid, would you still use a rake?
No. Wow. That's actually a tougher question than I expected. I think I may have gone for the broom. I honestly think I may have. Yeah.
So you got dumber.
I think so. If you want to send us an email, pwspacecast@gmail.com is the place to be. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Podworms Spacecast. Tweet at us. Show us that you're alive, we're alive.
What? Yeah, show us that we're alive.
Thank you.
Hey, fans.
I don't know.
Show us that we're alive.
Look, I'm losing steam fast. Bottom line, this show slaps. And until next time, space fans, keep